Alright. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me. Sorry, it's a weird spot. My phone's just up against a rock right now. I have nowhere else to set it on. I'm kind of in desert hills right now and it's hot out. Okay, so a video I wanted to make. I have so many videos I want to make, okay, but like that's why I just stay patient. I have so many, but it's just like there's so many of them I want to do. So today I'm going to make a video on cardiophobia, specifically cardiophobia, just because that's what I currently go through. And I find that lots of you guys go through it as well, out of anything when it comes to health anxiety. It's basically the C word, sorry, trigger warning, but it's either cancer or heart disease that people are usually like really fixated on, right? So for me, I always had anxiety, and then it went to health anxiety after my first panic attack. And cancer and heart attack were the two things that I constantly feared. I feared a brain tumor, tumor of some kind, or heart attack and stroke and stuff like this. So I don't fear about absolutely anything anymore besides the cardiovascular system. So I definitely have cardiophobia a lot right now. And I mean, like, I could fear if I let myself about anything to do with health, but I'm so obsessive over cardiophobia or cardiovascular system, sorry, that I mean, that's where all my energy goes to. I am constantly, from morning till night, scanning my every feeling and sensation in my chest. Alarms going off in my head all the time, like, oh, what's that? That could be your heart. Oh, what's that feeling? That could be your heart. Oh, is that a skipped heartbeat? Oh, is that a flutter? Oh, that's a flutter. What if you die of a stroke? What if you die of a heart attack? Irregular heart rhythm. What if it's AFib? What if it's what if now I'm at higher risk of stroke and whatever, you name it. um, that's kind of my day-to-day, what goes on in my head. But anyway, so a lot of people have reached out to me and they said, I want your help, please help me out. Ever since I had a panic attack, I cannot stop obsessively thinking about the fact that I could have a stroke or a heart attack, and that I think I'm gonna. And it consumes us, right? Like it literally consumes us. It consumes us so much that you do not you can't not believe that you are okay. Or did I say that right? You get to this place where a doctor can look you in the face and say, we've done every test on you, and everything's okay, and you go, no, I just don't feel. That's a big thing, right? I don't feel like it's okay. I feel like there's something wrong with my heart. There's so many reasons for this. So many, you guys, okay? And it goes very deep. You have to understand that it's neurological, when it comes to trauma, and that panic attacks are traumatic. And that because for most of us, we don't understand what a panic attack is. When we have them, they're so traumatic as it is. But when people that don't know what they are have them, the only thing that we believe they are is a stroke or a heart attack. And the problem with this is that we literally, like, in that moment, connect this, like, it's like a pathway forms in our mind that day that we had a heart attack or stroke. Because the brain, that's the only way it figure out what was happening, was that we were having a heart attack or stroke, right? It doesn't understand, like, you gotta understand the human mind doesn't understand what a panic attack is. Us, our awareness, we're able to talk to people and learn, oh, what I had was a panic attack. But prior to knowing what a panic attack is, you don't know what it is. And if you don't know what a panic attack is and you have one, you very well for sure are going to believe that you're having a heart attack or stroke. I mean, it is what it is. It feels exactly like what you would think one is. So the problem with this is that happens, and then now we are on high alert every single day for the next one to come, the next heart attack and stroke, right? Every single day we're scanning our body. There's a feeling in my heart. What if it goes into that again. That feeling, that heart attack, whatever, right? This is just going to be a really quick kind of video, but I'm going to make videos on this topic, but I'm going to go into detail. But I got lots of books and lots of information at home that I need to be by. So I'm just going to make a quick one right now, just because lots of people have been saying, hey, help me, make a video on this. So what I just want to exaggerate is that you need to understand, one, the subconscious mind doesn't understand what a panic attack is. A panic attack is a flight or fight response. So this is something that happens when we're in threat, in danger, right? That comes from the smartness of the brain. The brain can do whatever it needs to do on its own. It's very intelligent, right? So when we see something dangerous, what happens is the flight or fight turns on. Now that's a really smart thing of the brain and the body to do for us, to protect us, right? But what happens is, if this happens and there isn't a threat, and the threat is what we are telling ourselves, and we work ourselves into having a panic attack without knowing, then we have a panic attack, which is a natural response to a threat. But now the focus becomes, what the hell is fucking happening to me, right? I mean, panic attacks are the scariest thing ever. I don't care who you are. It is the scariest thing in the world. It doesn't matter how many panic attacks you have, they feel the same, and they make you truly believe that you are gonna die. I mean, it's the chemistry of them. They're supposed to think that way because they want, the response wants you to run or fight for your life. So it wants you to believe that you're dying. But when we're not, and we have them, we start getting really messed up, right? We start going, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I just think I'm gonna die. And for me, when I was really bad, I was young, I was 15, 16, and I swear to you, I believed every single day when I woke up, I prayed to God and I said, don't take me today. Because I just knew that I was going to die. And I couldn't explain it. I didn't want to tell my parents. I didn't want to tell my friends. I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want to be told that I'm crazy, or, oh, you're over exaggerating, oh, you're blah blah blah. And then also because I was scared that they'd be like, go to the doctor, and I would go to the doctor and find out I am dying. But this is what panic attacks do. Anxiety lies to us. We already know that, right? We've heard it from so many things. Anxiety lies to us, and it lies to us because it's trying to protect us, and we don't want it to protect us, but it's so used to doing it that it keeps doing it. So much that it'll make irrational things seem believable in order to protect us. And this happens, and it is what it is. But what happens when you have a panic attack is so traumatic that you are now convinced that you are dying. This weird thing that's happening to your body, and these body sensations, they can't be normal, right? Because normal, you wouldn't feel anything. You'd just be able to live life. Well, no, this is the reality of having panic attacks and having anxiety disorder, is that we fear health anxiety, mainly for anxiety. We fear every single sensation, and every single sensation is a threat to us. The most naturalist sensations ever. So much that I'm going to tell you right now, me making this video right now, I don't know if I'm feeling a skipped heartbeat or a flutter in my chest, but I'm having a hard time right now not stopping this video and like freaking out. I'm serious. I'm going to be real with you. This is what it is. This is the reality of it. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm every now and then getting pulled into my head by a sensation I'm feeling in my body. And that's perspective, right? You guys are watching this video, watching me sit here, and you guys are probably in your own head listening to me, thinking whatever. But little do you know that everything isn't just what it seems. You're looking at me, I'm not having a panic attack, but inside I'm freaking out right now because I have had a lot of skipped heartbeats today. So that's health anxiety, right? That is, just fearing body sensations really takes a toll on you every day. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video is, like I said, for all those people talking about, I just don't know why I believe there's something wrong with my heart. Well, I want you to just put something into perspective for a second. Let's think about this, okay? One of the scariest feelings about anxiety is an impending doom. That impending doom feeling. That impending doom feeling, the best way I can explain, is that something, we don't know, it's blackness, darkness, something is going to consume us. Something bad is about to happen and take us. And we're like freaking out. Like, is it a heart attack? Is it is it a person? Is it a car crash? Whatever it is, we get into this mindset and this feeling that something's about to grab us. Death, something dark, something scary. And we need to have our guards up. Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing. I don't know what a heart attack feels like because I've never had a heart attack. But I assume that a heart attack feels a lot like impending doom. And they say that even in the sensations or in the symptoms of heart attack. Because when your heart, think of it, if your heart's actually stopping and it's having a seizure, your mind is still okay, but like something's going on with your body. You're going to feel a lot of impending doom. You're going to feel pressure and pain in your chest probably, and something's taking you, right? And you don't know what it is, but you know, oh my god, this is a heart attack. But that impending doom feeling, that is what makes anxiety so hard when you have health anxiety, because anxiety is impending doom. And when you have health anxiety and you fear things like a heart attack, that impending doom feeling, that's anxiety, is so easily looked at as it's your heart, right? This impending doom feeling, or way I'm feeling, it's my heart. It's something going on with my heart. I feel it, but it's actually the natural feeling of the response of flight or fight, which is that impending doom. I know it's complicated, it's annoying, and it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. And it's frustrating, okay? And let me tell you something, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for you to reteach yourself that nothing's wrong with your heart. It's going to take a lot of trust and a lot of reassurance on your behalf to yourself through self-talk and compassion, right? The only thing I can do is make videos relating to you guys, saying that I get it, okay? I've been to the ER like 10 times, and I'm embarrassed about it. And I've been to the ER so many times over skipped heartbeats and fluttering of the heart. And why I would rush to the hospital, even though I know flutterings and skipped heartbeats are just anxiety, nothing to fear, is that when I would feel them, I would get anxious, which would bring an impending doom feeling, which would bring chest pain, another anxiety thing, right? So you try having heart palpitations, fluttering of your heart, then a skipped heartbeat, you're out of breath, you feel lightheaded, shortness of breath, and you have a crushing pain in your chest and impending doom. You try telling someone that it's not a heart attack. It's almost impossible for us to believe it's not, right? Because it's so real. The feeling is so real. It's so there. It's not in our head. It's real. So it's so easy to you know, mess it up. And like anxiety mimics heart problems and shit like that, right? So it's so frustrating, and I get it, okay? The most recent time I went to the ER wasn't that long ago, and I went to the grocery store, and all of a sudden I got a flutter in my chest followed with a pain, a skipped heartbeat, my heart cramped. Then it started racing to 120, 130. Like, it was just felt like a panic attack, but it's not a panic attack, right? Because it's kind of like your heart just did it. You're not doing it, if that makes sense. And I couldn't catch my breath, and I had such tight chest pain, and my heart would not get into a regular rhythm. It just stayed irregular. And I was just like, you know, and then I have this fear of like AFib and all they say. It's just fear, 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 right? And anyways, long story short, I went to the hospital. They told me it was sinus arrhythmia, which is just a irregular heartbeat. Could be from breathing, anxiety, so many things, but it's not from your heart problems or AFib. It's a common finding in EKGs, right? But anyways, so once I left the hospital, and I'm sure lots of you can relate to this too. Once I left the hospital, I left, and I felt good for about 5 minutes because they told me you're not dying. Okay, cool, right on. But as soon as I left, I kept feeling the same symptoms, right? And they're not in your head. The doctor said to my face himself, skipped heartbeats can be irregular rhythms, but nothing to fear. You know, everyone experiences ectopic skipped heartbeats. You know, it's a natural thing. The whole population does. I'm sure you've heard this before. But when you leave and you have someone tell you, everything's fine, you have nothing to worry about, and then you leave and you keep experiencing the symptoms that bring you to the ER or wherever made you spiral and have a panic attack in the first place, how do you get over that, right? So believe me, I get it. It's hard. It's like all that's left to do that seems logical is like, well, I'm terrified of my body sensations then, right? If the doctors keep telling us everything's okay, nothing's wrong with your heart, but you keep having shooting pains down your arm, shoulder pain, chest pain, neck pain, and you're always having irregular heartbeat, your heart's beating too fast, too slow, it's just beating, you could just feel it all the time, it's so exhausting, and you can't escape it, right? Because it's there. So it's like we have to learn to not fear it so that we can start healing it, and that's all we can do. And it's not that easy, but it's like that's when everyone keeps asking me, what do I do? What do I do? If you've went to doctors and you've had them tell you that everything's fine, I'm sorry, but everything's fine. And all it is anxiety. And believe me, I know how annoying that is, because for me it's like it's all body, not anxiety, but anxiety is what led it to be body. Stress, tension, what we hold on to, pain. I mean, skipped heartbeats, palpitations. Those are symptoms of anxiety and stress. I mean, it's the main reason why there's heart palpitations is stress, anxiety. So you just got to come to a place where you start accepting that, this is what it is. I'm okay. I don't feel okay. My body isn't perfect. It keeps doing things. It keeps doing scary things. But I'm not dying. So what do I do? Well, now we have to do the hard part, which is to try backtracking, try healing, try releasing the tension, try calming ourselves down, try getting better at meditation, becoming familiar with ourselves so that we can interfere with ourselves before it leads to panic attacks, stuff like that. It's a long journey, and I want to bring you guys through mine, and I want to share with you all the information and knowledge I have, and that's my plan. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be easy, okay? I've been doing this shit for a long time, and I'm getting better every single year, and that's why I keep going and I keep believing in myself, because it gets better every year, and I know it probably gets better for you too every year, but it feels like it's not because we're still there, you know what I mean? But it's gonna take more and more better years to get good. Me and my boyfriend always say to each other, getting better, or what do we always say? It gets better. It's getting better till it's good. I forget. Oh my god, that's so weird. I'm probably just all anxious minded right now making this video. But anyways, we basically say something along the lines is, it's all you can focus on, a better day, a better day, a better day. That will turn to a better year, and then eventually you'll get better at it. You'll get better at yourself. You'll get better at understanding anxiety and stuff. And your life will start changing. I mean, it's inevitable. But breaking free from the fear of body sensations is going to be the hardest part. It is for me. I mean, I will literally have a panic attack and cry for 5 hours over maybe, like, say, a muscle twitch in my chest, because I'll convince myself that it was my heart seizuring out. That's how irrational the brain is. And that's my life every day. Every sensation I feel, I'm freaking out because I think it's my heart doing something weird. And it's exhausting. So it's so funny, because when you tell people, they probably think we're crazy, right? Like, oh my god, like, how can it be your heart? Don't tell me that. Tell my brain, right? Like, it's annoying. But this has kind of been everywhere. Basically, what I want to explain is, if you fear your heart, and if you truly believe there's something wrong with your heart, that is so normal, and you're going to believe it for a long time until you prove to yourself that there's nothing wrong. The first thing you should do is go get checked, get reassurance, and as soon as you get reassurance, believe it, and believe it. Don't keep going back to the ER. Don't keep, whatever. Believe the doctors, and start focusing on what gives your symptoms. So if stress and anxiety cause the symptoms that you're scared of, we got to start dealing with better ways of coping with stress. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, long story short, a panic attack will mimic a heart attack, and a panic attack will make you believe like you had a heart attack. So after a panic attack, this is why people get terrified that they have heart problems, because a panic attack feels so fucking scary and that your heart's failing, that's traumatic, and that trauma stays with you. And the trauma stays with you so much that every single day you think you're going to have another heart attack. Another heart attack, even though you didn't have a heart attack, you had a panic attack. So it gets better. Just keep practicing, okay? I can't wait to keep making more videos for you guys. I love you all.